This is Unit 6, Formative 1, Day 1, Domain and Range. The domain of a function or a graph, okay, is always going to be your x values, and your range is your y values. Okay, there's just different ways to look at them. So let's look at a couple examples. All right, first of all, we have a set of numbers. This is called a relation. Okay, so anytime you see a set of numbers, they'll refer to it as a relation. All right, so the domain and range. Your domain, okay, is going to be all your x values. Okay, it's a set. We don't use parentheses, so we're going to use, you can just use squiggly lines to denote a set. So we have our 2. We have a 3. We have another 2, but I have that 2 written, so I'm not going to repeat. And then we have -6. So that's my domain. The range is your y values. So there's a 3, there's a 6, there's a 5, and there's a 4. So that's my domain and range for a set of points. Next one's a mapping. A mapping is just a different way to write a set of points. The first oval is always your x values, and the second one is your y values. Okay, so if I wanted my domain, that would just be all of these sets, or all these numbers. So -3, 4, and 5. It doesn't even matter what they go to. Like -3 goes to -2. It doesn't even matter when we're listing domain and range. Okay, my range would be -2 and 0. Okay. Alright, another way to look at them is we have a graph. So I'm going to list my domain. Okay, my domain, remember, are my x values. So I'm just going to follow along. So here's a point here. Okay, now what's its x value? Its x value is a 2. Okay, so now I'm going to go and do my next point. took care of that one. So we can cross it out if you want. So now I'm going to do my next point is here. And its x value is -1. That's a -2, so -1. Okay, I took care of that one. Alright, my next one, these two here, they have the same x values, so I only want to list it once. Their x value is 0. Okay, so we got rid of those. Alright, next two points. If I look at those two, their x value is the same as well, and it's a 2. Alright, and that take care of both of those. And my last point is this one here, and its x value is 3. I'll squeeze that in there. Okay, so now my range is going to be my y values. So now I'm looking at my y-axis. Okay, so let's take a look. I'm going to start at the bottom. Okay, I have these 2 points, and they have the same y value, which is -2. Okay. My next point, well, let's get rid of those. We don't need those anymore. My next one is this one here. Okay, and its y value is -1. Alright, we got rid of that one. Okay, next points, follow that. My next 2 points are these two, and both of these y values are 1. Okay, and that got rid of those. Alright, and right here, here's my next point. Its y value is 2. And my next one is this one, and its y value is 4. So there's my domain and range from a graph. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to be given a function. Okay, this is just a line on a graph. Don't get concerned about this. This just means a function of x, which means x isn't my problem. We're used to it looking like this. So whenever you see this, it's called f of x. It just means the y value. It just means that it's a function of x. Okay, so we have a function, it's 2x plus 1, and here are all our domains. Our domains are, again, our x values. and we want to find the range, which is our y values. So we're going to have to go in and plug in each domain into my x and find out what y is. So we're going to have to plug in -2 here, find out what y is, plug in 0, find out what y is, 1, find out what y is, and then 4. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. It's a lot of work. So we have f of x equals, so 2, and instead of x, I'm going to put a -2 plus 1. Remember, this is my function. So this is 2 times -2 is -4 plus 1 is -3. Okay, so now let's go and say f of x, I should add a 2 there. So let's say if our function is 0, so now I'm going to plug in a 0. Okay, 2 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. Okay. Now I'm going to plug in a 1. So 2 times 1 plus 1. So 2 times 1 is 1, plus 1 is 3. Now I'm going to plug in a 4. Okay, and that's 2 times 4 plus 1. So 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So those are all my ranges. We can set those up. -3. So again, our function is -3, 1, 3, and 9. So that is our range. Let's do another. Here we have our function. Okay, function of x just means x is in there. If this was an a, it would be a function of a. So 1/2 x plus 4, and it's giving us our domain. So our 4 choices, our 4 x values, and we want to find y. So I'm going to do the function of -4. So I'm going to go 1/2 times -4 plus 4. So 1/2 of -4 is -2, plus 4 is 2. All right, and then we're going to go function of 0. So 1/2 times 0 plus 4. So half of 0, or half 0 is 0, plus 4 is 4. Okay, now we're going to take the function of 2. So 1/2 of 2 plus 4. Half of 2 is 1, plus 4 is 5. And then our last one is 9. So we have 1/2 of 9 plus 4. Half of 9 is 4.5, plus 4 is 8.5. Okay, you can do that, or you can leave it in a fraction if you would like. Okay, so our answer, okay, this is our range, is 2, 4, 5, and 8.5. That's it. All right, have a great day.